Hey everyone, this is David Brown with the migration update for May 20th, 2023 from the Braddock Bay Hawk Watch. There was no Hawk Watch today because it rained throughout pretty much the whole count period, but it didn't start raining until around 8 a.m., so I started with Kim at the West Spit around 6:15 this morning, and we had a really great list, lots of warblers around. Migration was really good last night, so just a really good time of year to get out and look at songbirds, and nice to actually have a day off from the Hawk Watch so I could actually spend some time enjoying warblers and hitting a couple different spots. Here we have a black pole warbler, which is a really common species this time of May. And the one thing I always enjoy about them is their yellowish orange legs and feet. This is also the time to see Philadelphia vireos. We had a couple yesterday and we had a couple more this morning. And the two main field marks I always look for Philadelphia vireos are the yellowish throat and also the black in front of the eye. Those two things help differentiate them from the similar warbling vireo. Here's a male magnolia warbler, and we had some really good looks at these this morning. And again, for magnolias, look for that tail pattern where it's a thick black tip and then white. Here was another one of my targets for the day. This is a Wilson's warbler, which is kind of a drab, nondescript, yellowish warbler, except for the fact that it has a black cap on the head. After the West Spit, Kim and I went over to the Owl Woods, where the highlight was a singing hooded warbler. And when we were there, the text alert came out that the Heermann's Gull, which was seen yesterday at Sodus Point, had been seen from the Ontario Beach or Charlotte area, which is just a little ways east of Braddock Bay, and that it was heading west along the lake. So we went back over to the West Spit again, didn't have any luck. I left, went back to the Owl Woods parking lot to bird that area again, and then the text alert came out that it was close to Braddock Bay. Someone had spotted it from up along the lake shore just east of Braddock Bay. So I rushed back over to the West Spit yet again, and there were a few more people out there looking, and the visibility was terrible. We're trying to scan out over the lake. We spotted yesterday's white pelican again out on the lake, and there were a lot of gulls and terns and cormorants, big feeding frenzy, but really foggy, rainy conditions. Some of us had walked out to the very end of the West Spit and were scanning the gulls out on the barrier island. And long story short, we did not find the Heermann's Gull, but someone did spot this laughing gull, which is a fairly rare species, obviously not the magnitude of rarity that a Heermann's Gull is, but still a pretty good species. And here's my distant documentation photo. You can see the black on the head and the darker mantle and wings than the other ring-billed and herring gulls that are around right now. Taking a look at the eBird checklists, I'll just show this one. From the West Spit in the morning, we had 65 species. After that, it was raining so hard, I was just putting in partial lists afterwards because it was too hard to try to be entering stuff on the phone with wet hands. And taking a look at the HawkCount report, again, no count was conducted today. We look at the highlights. We had 2 Philadelphia vireos, 4 Lincoln sparrows, Canada warbler, 3 Wilson's warblers. The second time we went to the West Spit, we had ruddy turnstone and 6 Dunlin. And then the last time there were 3 common terns, laughing gull, and the continuing American white pelican. And from the Owl Woods, the highlight was that hooded warbler. The new species for the season were Canada warbler, Wilson's warbler, ruddy turnstone, and laughing gull. Taking a look at the forecast for tomorrow, it's looking mainly sunny with a high in the low 70s, winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So tomorrow it will look like a completely different day from today's overcast, rainy weather. Would expect light to moderate migration. Put moderate here, maybe being a little optimistic, but it's a decent wind direction, kind of a westerly or west-northwest, so hopefully we'll get some action. For Monday, looking partly cloudy with a high around 60, and winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Would expect light to moderate migration, probably more on the light end. And for Tuesday, looking sunny with a high in the mid-70s, and light easterly or northeasterly winds. Again, would expect light to moderate migration. All right, well, I'm filming this video in the mid-afternoon because I had to come home to eat and get dried off because I was drenched, absolutely drenched and cold. And I just wanted to get home and get dried off and take a hot shower and eat something. So I'm going to finish the video now, and then I'll probably go out birding again. So maybe in tomorrow's video, I'll have to give an update on what happens with this afternoon and evening's birding. Maybe that Heermann's Gull will show up again. You never know. We've had excellent migration the past 2 nights, just tons and tons of warblers around. This is still peak time, although as we move into the next few days and next week, things are going to start to wind down. So definitely take advantage of it and get out soon. Hope to see you out in the field or out on the Hawk Watch platform. From Lyco Birds, this is David Brown. Thanks for watching.